fountain.
Mrs. Winchester, oil and construction.
Gonna be a long day.
What do we do?
Alright guys, so I went ahead and I watched Maze Runner: The Death Cure in IMAX, and this is my review on this movie. So Maze Runner: The Death Cure is the third installment in this Maze Runner franchise. So in this movie we have Thomas, who him and his friends are trying to rescue one of their friends from this very secured city. The city is secured by Wicked, which is of course a dangerous company or a corporation, and which this basically kind of becomes a dangerous and a deadly mission. The Death Cure isn't only the last, but it's the best movie in the Maze Runner franchise. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I really liked the first movie. I think it's a lot of fun to watch, and I also do think, just in general, it's a pretty good movie. Scorched Trials, the second movie, which I did not see in theaters, but I did see at home. I think it's a okay movie. It's definitely the weakest of the three movies, especially after seeing this one. But mainly because I didn't like the second one all that much. I really had my expectations kind of lowered for this movie. Truth is, I really dug this movie. Dylan O'Brien has always been good in this movie, and he's still very good in this movie as the role of Thomas. It's also kind of impressive to see how his condition kind of is, especially after what happened on the production of this movie. If you guys haven't heard, what happened is that he got severely injured. It was pretty life-threatening. He could have died. I'm glad he survived, though. That they had to halt production for this movie for a while. I believe this movie was supposed to come out in 2016, I believe, and therefore it got delayed for a year and a half. But yeah, they went back into production and everything turned out well. He was still very good in this movie. Now, Thomas Brody Sangster, who plays Newt, he is still the charming character he has always been in this franchise. Not only that, but he has really good chemistry with Dylan O'Brien in the movie. This movie also wants you to care for Teresa, who is played by Kayla Scodelario. I hope I said her last name right. You guys know I'm terrible with this last name game right here, but yeah, they really want you to care for her, and they, in the end, you just do kind of care for her. While it's nothing original, I do think that the story here is still pretty fun. When it comes to one of my biggest complaints of the second movie, The Scorched Trials, it would be the whole zombie subplot thing that they had into that movie. And they have a little bit of zombies in this movie, not much, but even when they do, it's still kind of a pet peeve of mine, and it kind of still really kind of takes you out of the movie. I mean, zombies are cool and all, I just don't think that they really had a point to these movies, and not only that, but their CGI isn't very good on them. I also forgot to talk about the opening sequence of this movie, which, once you sit down and think about it, it's a exact copycat of the opening to Fast 5. I would just sit here and lie if I didn't tell you guys that it was a lot of fun to watch that opening sequence, and it really kind of sucked me into the movie, and it really did make me kind of want more of that. Now, this movie clocks in 2 hours and a half, and the movie's pretty long, but it basically gets done everything it needs to within the 2 hour and a half runtime. Now, I thought that the third act of this movie was perfectly done and both entertaining and satisfying, and it basically ended this franchise on a very high note. What I'm trying to say is that the ending to this franchise overall was satisfying. As a semi-fan of this franchise, I really did like this movie. I thought this was, again, a really good conclusion to the franchise, or at least a very good conclusion to the first movie once you think about it, because The end of the first movie wasn't the ending of the first movie, nor the end of the second movie was never really the ending of the second movie. They just kept on going on. So these movies just kind of connect together, of course. So basically, this movie is just ending the first movie if you actually think about it. But yeah, I really like this movie. As a Maze Runner, again, a semi fan of this franchise, I thought this movie ended on a very good note. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it, actually. But I think personally, I would pay full price to go watch this movie, and I'm gonna give Maze Runner: The Death Cure a B plus. If you like the first two movies, I obviously recommend this. Even if you don't really like the second one all that much, but you like the first one, then I do still think that the chances of you liking this is pretty high. But yeah, give it a chance. I again, someone who really likes the first movie, but the second one not so much. I still thought this was a pretty good movie. January, it's actually not bad. Yeah, have you guys seen Maze Runner: The Death Cure? Have you guys seen it? What did you guys think about it? Also, I did see this movie in IMAX. It did have the full expanded IMAX ratio, which covered the entire screen, and I thought it was a good experience overall. Yeah, the experience in IMAX was very satisfying. I do not regret seeing this movie in IMAX. But anyways, if you guys seen this movie, tell me what you guys thought about it in the comment section down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.